Hi everyone. Today we're going to study angle between two vectors. From the definition of dot product, we have this formula. A dot B equals length of A times length of B times cosine theta. Manipulating this formula, the angle theta between two vectors is theta equals inverse cosine of the fraction. The numerator is A dot B all over the denominator, the product of length of A and length of B. This is our working formula. Remember that the length of vector, that is A, equals A sub 1 I plus A sub 2 J plus A sub 3 K. And the formula will be like this. Now, for the dot product of vectors in Cartesian form, we have this formula. Let's see example 1. Find the angle between the vectors A equals 6i plus 3j minus k and B equals 3i minus 2j plus 5k. First, let us write our formula for the angle. Now for step 1, let us evaluate A dot B. We have this formula. Let us now substitute the corresponding values. The A sub 1 times B sub 1 will be 6 times 3. Then plus A sub 2 times B sub 2 is 3 times negative 2 plus A sub 3 times B sub 3. This is negative 1 times 5. Simplifying the respective products, we have now 6 times 3 is 18, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. So 18 minus 6 minus 5 is 7. For step 2, let us evaluate the length of A and the length of B. Let us write the formula for the length with respect to A. And let us substitute the corresponding values. So length of A equals the big square root of the 6 square plus the 3 square plus the square of negative 1. Simplifying the corresponding squares, we have now this 6 square as 36, 3 square is 9, square of negative 1 is positive 1. 36 plus 9 plus 1 is 46. So the length of A is square root of 46. Now for the length of B, let us substitute the corresponding values. So we have now this, the big square root of 3 square plus the square of negative 2 plus 5 square. Let us simplify the squares. 3 square is 9, square of negative 2 is positive 4, 5 square is 25. So 9 plus 4 plus 25, the final answer is square root of 38. Now we have the values of A dot B and the length of A and B respectively. Let us substitute these values in the formula. So this is now equal to the inverse cosine of the numerator is 7 all over. The denominator is the product of square root of 46 and square root of 38. Let us simplify the fraction into decimal, and that will be 0.16743. Let us use our calculator in degree mode. So the angle will be 80.4 degrees. This is the final answer. Example 2. Compute the angle between the vectors A equals I plus j minus k and B equals 4i minus 3j minus 2k. Let us write our formula for the angle. Then step 1, let us evaluate A dot B using this formula. Substituting the corresponding values, A sub 1 times B sub 1 is 1 times 4, plus A sub 2 times B sub 2, that is 1 times negative 3, plus A sub 3 times B sub 3, that is negative 1 times negative 2. Let us now simplify the corresponding products. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. So we have 4 minus 3 plus 2. The final answer is 3. Now step 2, let us evaluate the length of A and length of B respectively. Our formula for length of A is here. Let us now substitute the values. So the length of A equals the big square root of 1 square plus 1 square plus the square of negative 1. So 1 square is 1, 1 square is 1, square of negative 1 is positive 1. So the square root of this 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to square root of 3. Now our length of B. Substituting the corresponding values, we have 4 square plus the square of negative 3 plus the square of negative 2. Simplifying the squares, we have 16 plus 9 plus 4. So the final answer here is the square root of 29. Now let us substitute the corresponding values in our formula in here. So we have the inverse cosine of the numerator is 3 all over the denominator is the product of square root of 3 times square root of 29. Now let us simplify this fraction into decimal and we have 0.32163. Let us use our calculator in degree mode to get the angle. And the angle now is 71.2 degrees. This is the final answer. I hope you learned something from this video. See you again next time.